The office, for decades, it's been the center of the corporate universe, a place to gather around the water cooler, bond over stale coffee, and hustle from cubicle to conference room. But when the pandemic hit, companies worldwide suddenly found themselves thrust into the world of remote work. And you know what? It wasn't the chaos they predicted. Video calls replaced in-person meetings, Slack conversations substituted for hallway chats, and surprisingly, productivity didn't plummet without managers roaming the halls. And the office, it may never be the same, but for companies willing to adapt, that could be a very good thing.
Trend number one, remote jobs. Hot demand for remote jobs. Those jobs are going away, though. In May of 2022, 18% of all the paid job listings on LinkedIn were for remote work. That's now down to 10%, which is crazy. But even crazier is that 47% of all job applicants were to those 10% of roles.
A lot has changed in the past few years for work culture. More people now work from home instead of going into an office than ever before. This shift came swift and fast due to health needs around the world. It made many rethink how we do work, where we do it, and what tools we use to get jobs done. Many bosses are wishing they did not rush to get workers back in offices so soon. They found making long-term plans hard without knowing if employees like being at their desks or not. Some big companies want more time at the office now, like Disney, Starbucks, and BlackRock, yet others like Zoom have softened rules on when staff need to come in. A big change is here. A lot of people work from home now. This shift to remote work started a few years ago and grew fast when the pandemic hit. Many workers picked up their laptops and headed home, turning living rooms into offices. This made teams go virtual overnight. People found new ways to work together while being apart thanks to tech tools like Zoom. The rise of digital nomads also shows how this new style of work gives more freedom and flexibility. Bosses want to keep their work culture alive. They think having workers in the office is key for this. The way people act at work makes a company's culture. Bosses worry that if employees stay home, this culture could fade away. Amazon's boss, Andy Jassy, thinks face-to-face chats at work are very important. He says unplanned run-ins at the office help ideas grow, so he wants his team in the office 3 days each week.
You know, it's for whatever reason, it's just really different to be interacting virtually than in person. There's just this connection and chemistry that you get and bonding that you get being in person, so I miss that.
Also, 2/3 of big firm bosses see full-time office work as ideal by 2025, according to KPMG, but there is risk in forcing workers back too fast or without asking them what they want first. Ernst & Young found out that when bosses listen to staff worries and needs about coming back, more people will show up for work. Bosses think that working in an office is best for training employees. They feel it's easy to watch over the work done by each worker. In-person teaching also helps them share their ideas better. This makes CEOs want workers back at the desks. Yet some face problems when trying to see if these office rules are a win or loss. For instance, Zoom now wants staff living near its offices to be there 2 days every week. Companies considering whether or not to bring employees back to the office in 2023 should carefully consider the real estate implications. One important factor to think about is the cost savings that can be achieved by reducing office space. Remote work has shown that companies can function effectively with smaller physical footprints, saving money on rent and other related expenses. This could free up resources for other critical investments or help improve overall profitability. This expands the pool of potential candidates and increases opportunities for diversity and inclusion within their workforce. Additionally, employees themselves often prefer flexible work arrangements that allow them greater control over their time and eliminate long commutes. Casual collisions, those spontaneous interactions that happen in the office when bumping into colleagues in the hallway or grabbing a coffee together, play a crucial role in career progression. These unplanned encounters often lead to valuable networking opportunities, collaboration on projects, and exchanging innovative ideas. Research shows that face-to-face teams generate more ideas and unique solutions compared to remote teams. Office-based workers also spend more time on career development activities than their remote counterparts. For millennials and Gen Z workers especially, casual collisions are seen as essential for professional growth and advancement. By bringing employees back into the office, companies hope to recreate these serendipitous moments that foster creativity, engagement, mentorship, and ultimately propel careers forward. Remote work has proven to be a sustainable and productive option for companies in 2023. A study shows that 80% of bosses regret their initial decisions to bring employees back to the office, suggesting that productivity can be maintained in remote work settings. This is supported by the fact that companies pressuring employees to return to the office are more likely to face turnover issues. Additionally, a Gallup survey reveals that only 12% of employees want to work in an office full-time, indicating a preference for remote work with sustained productivity and employee employee satisfaction, it is clear why companies don't necessarily need people back in the office. Companies can save a lot of money by reducing their office space. With more employees working remotely, there is less need for large offices and expensive leases. This means companies can cut costs on rent, utilities, and maintenance. According to a study by Global Workplace Analytics, businesses can save an average of $11,000 per employee each year by allowing them to work from home part-time. This adds up to significant cost savings for companies, especially those with a large workforce. With these savings, companies can invest in other areas of their business or even offer higher salaries and better benefits to attract top talent. So it's not just about convenience. Remote work can also be financially beneficial for companies. Some companies no longer need people to come back to the office because they now have the ability to hire globally, not just locally. This means that businesses can recruit and work with talented individuals from all around the world without them having to relocate. With remote work becoming more common, companies are realizing the benefits of having a global workforce. They can tap into a larger pool of talent and find employees with specialized skills that may not be available in their local area. This opens up new opportunities for growth and innovation within organizations. Companies are no longer limited by geographical boundaries when it comes to finding the right person for the job. Companies that recognize and accommodate this preference are more likely to attract and retain top talent. Additionally, flexible work arrangements have been shown to increase employee satisfaction and productivity. In fact, Ernst & Young experienced a 150% increase in office attendance after involving employees in decision-making about their work schedules. By prioritizing flexibility, companies can create a happier and more engaged workforce while also benefiting from increased performance levels. In today's ever-evolving work landscape, the nature of career development is undergoing a significant transformation. Traditional notions of climbing the corporate ladder and linear career paths are giving way to more dynamic and fluid approaches. Employees now have greater opportunities for growth and advancement in non-traditional ways. Professional development is no longer solely dependent on promotions or hierarchical structures, but has expanded to include lateral moves, skill-building initiatives, and cross-functional collaborations. Work-life balance has become increasingly important as employees seek fulfillment not only in their careers but also in their personal lives. Organizations are recognizing this shift and placing more emphasis on providing employees with flexible work options that allow them to integrate their professional aspirations with their personal priorities. In a virtual work environment, the importance of casual collisions cannot be underestimated. These are the spontaneous interactions that happen in an office setting, such as bumping into a colleague in the hallway or striking up a conversation during lunch break. They may seem minor, but they can play a crucial role in career progression and professional growth. When employees have casual collisions, it leads to collaboration and brainstorming sessions that generate new ideas and innovation. These impromptu conversations provide opportunities for networking and building relationships with colleagues from different departments or teams. It's during these informal interactions that mentoring happens naturally, where more experienced employees can share their knowledge and skills with others. However, in a virtual work environment, these casual collisions don't occur organically. Employees miss out on the chance to have those spontaneous conversations that could lead to valuable insights and learning experiences. Without face-to-face interactions, it becomes harder to build connections with colleagues outside of scheduled meetings or formal communication channels. Studies show that office-based workers spend more time on career development activities compared to remote workers. The lack of casual collisions may contribute to this difference. As we look towards the future of work, there is a growing recognition that office culture will need to adapt. A new office culture is emerging, one that embraces flexibility and remote work. This shift is being driven by several factors, including improved technology and changing employee preferences. Companies are realizing that they don't necessarily need everyone back in the office to maintain a strong culture. Technology plays a crucial role in facilitating remote work. With the advancement of technology, employees can now connect and collaborate with their colleagues from anywhere in the world. Tools like video conferencing platforms, project management software, and cloud storage enable seamless communication and efficient workflow even when teams are geographically dispersed. This flexibility not only benefits employees by allowing them to achieve a better work-life balance, but also enables companies to tap into a global talent pool without being limited by geographical boundaries. So the message is clear. The traditional 9-to-5 office model is on its way out. Employees have proven they can maintain productivity and sanity without long commutes and crowded cubicles. Now the question is, how will you adapt? Will you cling to outdated notions of supervisor, hovering, and mandatory in-person meetings? Or will you reimagine your culture, paving the way for the workplace of tomorrow? The choice is yours. But one thing is certain, work will never look the same. The office as we know it, that world of rigid hours, rushed commutes, and stale coffee, has changed, at least for now, and for companies ready to evolve, an exciting new era begins. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, check out my other videos.